Hi friends, my name is Joshua Masters. I was just coming on here really quickly because I was asked if I could complete a tutorial on how to turn a t-shirt into a tank top. And so I have my setup here really quickly. I can show you. So you do need a good pair of scissors that are for fabric only. Cannot be using the scissors to cut paper or anything else, otherwise they'll be dull and you won't be able to cut your shirt properly. And a t-shirt can be a new shirt, an old shirt, whatever you decide, and a good ironing board that is stable, so that way it helps you with your cuts. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So to start off with, I always like to start off with cutting the tags. Tags cut off. Okay, and then you always want to align your t-shirt so that it is even on the bottom. The straight edge on the side here is even, and as well the top. So the length that you want to cut it from the collar, completely at your discretion. So if you want it to be a thin strap for the tank top part of the t-shirt, you can use one finger, you can use 2 fingers, you can use 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 5 fingers, up to you, whatever you decide. I usually go with maybe about 3 because at the end I do fold over and I hand sew the shirt so that it doesn't come undone. So I usually start off with 3 fingers, and then what you want to do is you basically go along the seam and you cut along a imaginary rounded cut. So almost like a, I guess, half circle or whatever you want to call it. So here you go. I'm going to go ahead and start off here. And so one good thing that you might want to take into consideration as well is that you can always cut big and then take some off as you want, because if you start off cutting all of it off, you can't put it back on. So keep that in mind. Good little technique that I've learned along the way in learning how to cut my shirt. So this is basically what I did. I cut off rounded portion of the t-shirt from the sleeve. And so what I do is I grab the shirt, pull it over, and we go over the other side of the shirt. Same thing, make sure that the bottom is evened out. Fold your shirt over in half. Make sure that you align it with the collar. Align the bottom as well in half. Straighten the shirt out. And again, the other side. So as well, just a little bit of a curve when you're cutting. Really simple. There you go. The other sleeve is cut off completely. You can always save those because you can use them later for other designs that you decide. You want to do some strings or things like that. So there you go. Your sleeves are cut off. It is rounded a little bit. And if you decide that you want to keep it this way, you definitely can. More than welcome to. What I always like to do is I like to cut off the collar because I can't breathe when I turn it into a tank top. So I grab the shirt in half, just like that. Again, line up the collar And the lines on the shoulders right there, you need to line those up as well. Use the corner, the edge of the ironing board. That helps to keep the shirt straight and aligned so that it doesn't come off or come undone. And make sure everything else is lined up. And you can always cut just along the seam of the collar to keep that same cut, and so that it's rounded off. Or again, you can do an imaginary cut basically, and cut one finger down, one finger space down, or where the design starts on the lettering of any t-shirt that you have, so that you don't cut it off. And you can always just start there and then round all the way up towards the neckline right here. And you just cut as high as you can. Do the same thing, so turn the shirt over to the other side. The back side of the shirt goes on the corner of the ironing board. Make sure the shirt is straight, long, all ways, evened out, so you're not cutting too much or too little. This one, I usually always just go along the seam of the top on the back. There you go. Collar is cut off completely. So of course, just go through and snip off any imperfections. And there you are. You have yourself a tank top. If you want to, what you can do, what I usually like to do is, I usually stretch out. And then if you notice, I'm gonna come closer into the camera. So these edges right here, I just basically grab, fold in, grab, fold in, and hand stitch. Or if you have a sewing machine, stitch that piece right there. So that way it stays and it's a stringer tank top. There you are. Have fun.